can you please repeat this? ARCHAN HEALTH is?
Yeah, ARCHAN HEALTH is a distinction about a way of relating to the physical body that is
maybe including the other bodies.
Yeah, it's specific to me. It's specifically about the physical body, but within the context of you have 5 bodies. So
Yes.
you cannot isolate it. It's not the point of isolating. It's like, how do I relate into my physical body from my other bodies?
Yes.
And it's distinct from other ways which we've talked about before, you know, like I don't know what's going on here. I go somewhere to someone else. They tell me what's going on. Then they try to fix me and they try to prevent me from dying at all costs. So it's my fear and the question, the curiosity I have is like, okay, how does the distinction become a game world? Or does it even have to? You know, what is the way to serve this distinction to the world so that we could see a shift in the culture of how humans and evolution and how humans relate to their health?
So to me, as you name it, it's a really big question. We probably won't solve in the next 50 minutes. And what I can see is your necessity what I can sense is your necessity with this question about your own game world. So we could start there. How does an MD create this ARCHAN game world for himself, his own ARCHAN game world, which is rooted in radical responsibility, maybe even radical freedom, but mostly in radical responsibility, I think.
Yeah.
So from that point, I'd start the question. And the question is, so is the radical responsibility, is this the level of responsibility in your game world? Or what is the level of responsibility? Is it what would be the lowest level you want to interact on? So it could like child, parent, adult.
Yeah, I'm just checking because I mean, if I would, you know, it's like the right answer. I get it. It would, oh yeah, it's going to be radically responsible. But I would actually like to explore what are the different levels of responsibility in relation to one's health.
Yes, let's go there.
So
this is even going to be a map. So I maybe draw with why we are talking.
So child level responsibility is basically the way that it works now, which is
Wait, child.
It's the way it works now. Is I have no idea. Somebody else knows. I have to go to them. They have to fix it for me. And if they don't, then I blame them for it. And I can sue them if they do something wrong to me. And
wait a minute. If something goes wrong, I can sue them. This would be parent probably, because it has this concept of right and wrong.
Well, child and parent, I think, go together. You know, adult is over here, and whenever there's child, then there's parents.
So there's this child-parent interaction.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just name whatever happens and we sort them out. They have to fix it for me as child.
Yeah.
Somebody else, no, there's a specialist.
There's
That's
no,
parent, yeah?
yeah, there's nothing I can do about it. You know, if I'm sick, I can't do anything. I need somebody else to tell me. Even
Wait. This is child. There's nothing I can do about sickness. And then there is the parent, which is coming in and says, I have a remedy.
you know,
Yeah, so the rescuer comes in, which is a parent, yeah?
even going online to find the answer is even part of it. You know, Dr. Google. Get somebody to tell me what I do.
So like having a remedy, that means you got like a sore throat, take this homeopathic thing or these herbs, or it really includes every known therapy. Also the natural paths, natural paths, yeah, these ones, yeah. It
Yeah,
doesn't matter
I'm
as long as
scared.
I'm going there as someone needy and the other person is a rescuer.
Yeah, I'm scared to bring this in because it is so it is so accepted even in you know, in parallel cultures. It's so accepted to have somebody who has all the herbs, you know, and you use herbs instead of pills.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about the remedy itself, it's about how the person goes about seeking the the thing. You know, it's like, and it's about fixing, you know, it's about fixing something that's wrong. Like right and wrong is part of this child
Yeah.
responsibility. Um,
And the fixing is the parent, and the child is, I can't do it alone. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with my body. Yeah.
yeah. And not only do I don't know what's wrong, but I cannot find out. Yeah, it's like, and this word wrong, like there's something wrong. It's wrong, you know, wrong.
Wrong points directly to the parent, yeah?
Yeah, right and wrong.
That's and the rules, and like even if you look into homeopathy, there are all these, like, it's experiential, yes, and then there's the materia medica, and you go in and you say 5.4.3 point da, 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 and in the end you have a result. So take this
Yeah,
pill,
systematized. It's
systematized, and afterwards, okay, the remedy is working on the whole system, but the way how it is prescribed is really modern culture,
Yeah,
child parent level of responsibility. It's not adult. It
yeah,
might be adult. It might change into adult if there is really the consultation, the client, and the homeopath. It might change into an adult conversation, and even it might change into radical responsibility. So you can also do the homeopathy in a kind of parent ego, child ego play.
yeah.
And same with herbs and yin shin jutsu and whatever it's.
I guess it's really also about how the practitioner approaches the person. Like when someone comes and says, I don't know what's going on, and the practitioner could be like, okay, well, let's do some tests, you know, and that's already like I don't trust that the person can accurately tell me what's going on, so we have to do some tests from the outside. You know, we have to do blood tests, and we have to do x-rays, and we have to do these things because you could not possibly dig in to what's going on with you, so we're gonna have to get some external validation points.
Yeah, it's an authority. Yeah, it's from external authority, external validation. And it's exactly like the parent ego contamination function is the external view from outside on myself. People who have a parent ego contamination have this, all have installed this view on them. They have this camera view. So it's exactly that. And this is what's happening in modern medicine. There's this test and x-rays and, as you said, and blood test. And now we can also go inside of the body. We don't have to look from the outside, but we can, with these cameras, go inside.
Yeah, but we need some confirmation from something other than the person's own consciousness, because it cannot be trusted.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like there's something that sits behind that. It's like why is it that way, which is it's about this defensiveness. It's about like I need to defend myself as a practitioner. I need to defend myself, because if I get it wrong, then I will be blamed. So it goes back to this,
Mm-hmm.
blame, like giving authority away to someone to treat me and fix me of my problem. And it's almost like we set it up for drama. We set it up this way. It's like I'm gonna go to someone and either they fix me or I get to destroy them. You know, it's either they rescue me properly, or if not, I will persecute them for not having done it right.
Or I complain.
Yeah.
Because we don't have this suing, we don't have this so much in Europe, like in America, but
Revenge. So I get revenge one way or another. Either I sue them or I speak badly about them to my friends,
yeah,
tell them they should never go to this person, or
yes,
you
or
know.
I attack them when I go to them in the practice and they start attacking them, like, or I go to the next doctor and next and next. So we have this doctor hopping and speaking badly at the next doctor over, like, and so on.
So there's a
So
great
it's
example.
revenge.
There's a great
Either
example.
they rescue or I take revenge.
Yeah. Yes. And
Okay.
so a friend of mine here in this eco village, he's a jujitsu, like, you know,
Yeah.
quadruple black belt, and he teaches jujitsu classes here, and he got a knee, he has had this knee injury, this knee pain, and he went to the osteopath, and you know, the osteopath did all these tests, and he said, okay, you have this, and you need to not exercise, not do jujitsu for this long, and you need to stay off of it and rest, and you need to, you know, you also have this thing in your foot, and you need to wear this device on your foot so that to keep it immobilized. And and he told me all this thing, and I said, hold on a second, whoa, it sounds like what you're getting is what the textbook says, you know, the book says about what to do when these stuff's going on. And in that moment, I realized, I had this realization, it's like, this person, he's probably a really nice guy. You know, he likes the osteopath, he thinks he's a good guy, and he trusts what he says. I said, I have no doubt that this is a good guy, but this guy has not actually thought for himself, because he's just telling you what the book says to do. So there is no critical thinking going on. This man has never actually questioned anything. And so there's something there, and I don't know if it's, I think it's still a child, but it's like, yeah, just taking outside information as fact. I don't know, like, what is this? It's like just accepting the status quo, something like that.
I think that it's about safety. So it's a child level responsibility, because I externalize my kind of knowledge and so to proven sources, to textbooks. Yeah. And we have been talking about that the original thinking is not what is wanted in modern medicine school.
Yeah.
It's not at all.
I'm feeling so much fear because even just stepping out of child into adult is such a big step. You know, it's such a huge shift that like even getting to radical responsibility seems like so far away from this. And I'm starting to realize that this is why having the conversations with people about a different approach is so dangerous. Like, it's very dangerous to try to have someone who's at this, like, has their flag planted in child level responsibility to their health, not because not as like pointing, oh, you have this, but that's just where we all came from. And to take steps towards something else is such a delicate process. Like, if I am in reality and accept people where they are and then try to take steps, it's so risky.
Yes, and the first step for us is to know where this person is.
Yeah.
And to get it clear, this person's relating to her own health is from a child level responsibility. Okay. This is where she
What do you do
is.
with a child? You know, you don't persecute a child. You just okay, that's where they are, and how can I make space for them to mature this?
Yeah. Like with the child decontamination, people who have a lot of child contamination, they need to do the healing processes. They need to feed this 5 how is they call in English, basic needs. They have to fill their, like, to fill the valleys, their child, so that they can, the most they can probably is shift to adultness.
How does it go about fulfilling the 5 necessities?
It's going through the processes. You cannot fill a hole because childhood is over. So all this working with the inner child thing is not really, I don't think that it's really shifting something.
So,
or maybe it shifts something, but probably it's a long way. Like the child contamination is doing EHP. These lots of EHPs.
so that's it, and that's it, basically.
That's basically healing.
Yeah, I think I've been researching this area a lot recently, and it's what I'm getting at is like, and these EHPs are about like coming back into contact with the broken heart. coming back into contact with and acknowledging and kind of accepting that my heart was broken many times as a child, and that's who I am. That's
Mhm.
that's the reality. And I don't need to change that. I don't need to try to fix it. That I can source my life from that place, from having been broken. It's
I
not
don't like this word broken so much because because the heart is not broken.
okay.
The heart cannot break. Only a hard heart can break. A hardened, like that can break. So it's the shell around the heart. The heart it in itself cannot break, but I don't like this expression so much. I know it's an English expression, heartbreak, and in yeah, I just wanted to say it, and
Maybe it's
overall it's I'm with you that it's getting the X on the map, getting the sadness, really letting yourself hit about how many wounds you everybody of us has collected.
yeah. So yeah, maybe a different way is to accept that abuse happened.
Yes, and that it's also called abuse.
Yeah.
That you can stop protecting your parents. Yeah, I can stop excusing protecting my parents. I can say that was abuse. And this is the first step, I think.
Okay. So, and I think that's the step also to adult, relating to your physical body as an adult.
I think in the physical body, it's what really starts is to acknowledge I have an illness. I am sick. Yeah, my body shows symptoms, and these are real. We acknowledge our symptoms. And there also might be a childish, like this coming from this, I have pain. Ow, 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 ow. Yeah.
So I would say it's like my body is showing symptoms, and there's something for me to discover here about this.
Yeah. And this means we I the one who has symptoms start taking them seriously or give them space. Don't make them go away. Just space.
Yeah.
We had a very interesting experiment in one of the feelings practitioner labs. It's opening a space where a person can complain about all the symptoms. Maybe you are sick, and then you can really say everything which needs to be said about the symptoms. Ow, 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 it's hurting so much. I'm going to die again and again. It's again, and I hate it so much. And so that all the feelings can come, and they are emotions.
Yeah.
And this experiment was so impressive for me because healing already started when I could say all the things on without any editing, without trying to be like adult. So yeah, last time it has been much more. Other people are suffering more. Yeah, these adult things. So I could, like a child, say, "Oh, oh, oh, oh."
So it's something like in adult, it's about consciously making space for what needs to be said.
Yeah, That's the healer, like the consciously making space, what needs to be expressed.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's radical or adult, but we can just put it there for now and maybe find a different.
I think the difference between adult and radical is the intention. The intention makes the difference. If you put the intention on the growing of the being, like on evolution, you are radical in the radical layer or in the archetypal layer. If you put the focus on the healing, it's probably maybe adult.
I was thinking that adult would be, I go to someone and they make a space for me. And that radical would be, I go and I say, I need this space. I come to you, I need this space. Will you make it, open the space for me? Will you hold the space for me? It's like I am at source of what I need, versus I don't know, and it's like I try to go at a child level, but then you meet me at, okay, hold on, and yeah, I don't know. I think I'm getting a little nitpicky, but it's like I'm thinking about how I called, in when I was in the training and I was having this pain and I called you and I said, I need help. I want to find out what's going on here.
Yes.
And versus if I called you, I said, please fix this,
Yes. And I think it's bordering between adult and archetypal, and the difference is by the intention. It's really, and if you are suffering, the point is it's not so important. I think it's not important in this point when you are in pain and you call for someone to hold a space for you. I think this might be archetypal, because this is really radical, relying that there will be someone who is going to go together with you. There's also people, maybe the difference is there are people who are calling me for a process, let's say me, and they try to keep control of the process. Yeah. There are people who say, I can only make the process with you because no one else can hold this process for you, for me. There is a kind of gremlin or maybe adultness to control the process.
Yeah.
And you said nitpicky. That maybe I'm also.
Yeah, well, what was interesting, and what I think what has made the what you and I did together not yet radical was that what emerged from that process was a new map, not a new map, a new process. It was what the process that we went through is a process, and I did not yet like document it and like and offer it to the village as something that came for others.
This is important. This is important.
Yeah.
The kind of like, I get it now. I get it totally. So the like the harvesting makes it into the radical responsibility, into the archetypal. If it's a map or the sharing or so.
Yeah, I mean, because what I found was, like the wall, the inner wall. We have a process for breaking the outer wall, but I've never seen anybody share a process of going to to the inner wall, and it was different from the outer wall, because the outer wall was like going out and around it. The inner wall for me was going in and through it, which is what you invited me to do, and it worked. It really worked. And yeah, I haven't.
Yeah, we have the process for the inner wall, but we didn't communicate it in the lab, because people in the core lab, they are not there.
Oh,
And there's one thing with the inner wall. You can only go through the inner wall when you are at the door. You cannot do it. We cannot, like, people who need this really, the intensity of the necessity.
I get it.
As you had, yeah. So then you can start leaning into the wall, leaning into this, and really making contact, and really like letting yourself fall in yourself. Into this bottomlessness.
Yeah.
It's a fear of dying, from my experience. What was it from your experience?
It was the fear of hurting so much that I would be completely incapacitated. Yeah, that I would lose ability to function and to go forward. Like I remember because I had all this pain in my stomach, and then going towards this wall, there was like these spikes on the wall.
Yes.
And touching it was so painful, and to consider the possibility of coming in contact with it, you know, that I was completely like leaning on it. Even it was accepting the possibility that I would be in such a profound level of pain that's all that would be. That I would only have that as my life.
Okay. Yeah. For me, it was like it was such a pain. My heart has had so much pain that I thought every breath I'm dying. I'm dying, so I'm dying right now. I'm dying. Okay, am I willing to die? And then I leaned against the pain, like into the pain, into the fear of, and then I fell, and the next wave of pain came. And it felt so physical. It felt like a heart attack.
Yeah. Oh.
So I thought my body would not manage to go through to the other side. Yeah.
Yeah, it's, yeah.
What changed since then, the inner wall? What changed?
Yeah.
And you did a lot of processes, I know, but
No, it's very clear what changed. What changed is exactly what I said, actually, in a funny way. It's like that I can live with my pain. I can like source and be and live from that pain. That is me. That is when I say me, it's me. Like that is what this world, what I have created in order to become what I'm meant to be in this world. That is the source of my inspiration, is the pain that's inside, the deep pain of the, and what's changed is I can go there, I can go into it, I can I can choose to look now. I can look there and look there and keep looking, and when somebody else shows their inner pain, I can go in and find my own version of the same of their pain, and I can touch it and stand next to them and say, I get it. I can be here with you. And I think that is going up on the level of responsibility, that the doctor, let's say the doctor or the healer, the person there, doesn't separate themselves from the client, doesn't make themselves separate or different, or the healer is the space holder is not a magical being. It's not a healed person. It's a person that's willing to enter into the pain, into their own pain, with the person in pain.
Mm-hmm.
The space holder is also transformed in the process. The doctor, imagine if doctors were transformed with every patient that they saw. Like,
yeah, but it is like that. It is like that. And that's what we do from the feelings practitioners, as we go first.
Yeah.
So I raise my fear, so the client is able to raise their fears, because I can raise my fear and it doesn't like kill me, because it's like, as I know my underworld, I can see the underworld in you, and so you can see your underworld. It's really me going first as a therapist or whatever, space holder. I have been there, and I can only hold space until to this point where I have been myself.
Yeah.
I think that's the point of radical responsibility. So my responsibility is to do the processes myself. And I cannot deliver a process I haven't been through myself.
Well, I want to push on that a little bit, because like I can't deliver a formal process I haven't done. At the same time, I can discover a new process.
Yes.
Like in connection with someone.
Yes.
So
that's the magic of the feelings practitioner, that the processes you learn, like in a core lab, you learn kind of processes, but it's more a kind of a software. And then you take the process and you see the client, and something totally different comes out of it.
yeah. I mean, I'm discovering a new process right now with men, about letting the little boy speak, and specifically speak out the desperation, speak out this pleading, like, please hug me, please love me, and like just being in that and letting that all come. And it came out of nothing. It came actually from researching expectations. And when we went behind the expectations, what was sitting back there was this little boy just like pleading for something.
Yes.
Begging desperately for something.
And there you have it. You have it again. That's what we said before. What is it? Like we had before, this thing about the child, the one who is rooted in the child level responsibility, because this little boy is still active in them, who said, give me something, I'm so desperate and so. And the healing is maybe one of these processes that you let, as we said before, yeah, you let the illness speak, you let the symptoms speak, you give this little child a voice.
Yeah.
And that's how the child level responsibility starts healing. So then they can maybe in the next step, they can say, next step would be adult responsibility. So they see, maybe I created my sickness. What can I do to change? So adult level responsibility, like adultness in the healing would be like all the Huberman things.
A Huberman.
Huberman, yeah, Andrew Huberman.
Yeah.
So all these things, they are adult level. So I optimize my body, I get enough good nutrition, the sleep, and so on, yeah.
Yeah, and it's still like it's still in the adult, it's still separated from the deeper layers of emotional and energetic realms. Like it's still
Yeah. There could also be parent. When I have a routine or something I follow,
yeah.
then it's parent. Yeah. If I take this as a proposal and I sort out what's helping me, what works for me, then it's on the adult level. So I take kind of responsibility for my body, but I don't go to this, what does my body want to tell me?
I would really want to take this topic into a space with a group of people to keep, because I think having more people would have even more perspectives and more angles. I would want to hear from others what their experience and perspective is on these different levels of responsibility and how it.
Okay, this is a work talk. This is a work talk, and it means the work talk is about levels of responsibility in healing. And maybe this is not very sexy. Maybe you find we can also call it healing and low drama. I say we. Did you hear it?
Yeah, I think it is a we thing. Well, you and I.
Yeah.
I get really excited with you because I can feel your excitement also about this. Like it really is such a, like, my level of curiosity is just like vibrating so in such a resonance when I'm speaking about this and exploring this. It's like it really lights something up in me, and I could talk about this for hours and hours about this domain. And
so we could get out a really precise map of levels of responsibility in healing, and we could make really like a brainstorming map first, like stories, what people know about adult healing, what is what, and afterwards we have a brainstorming map, and we get a very precise map, like the map of responsibility, and it's a submap in healing. So we have child is this, parent is this, and so this would be so helpful, the map.
yeah, I would say levels of responsibility.
In
It's a specific type of healing. Like it's really about I'm gonna keep coming back to it because it's really about the physical body. Yeah, it's like healing in the physical body, which is not, it's not its own thing. You know, it doesn't happen in isolation, but it's like specifically when you have physical pain, when you have physical symptoms, when you have disease processes, when you have skin rashes, when you have, congestion, allergies, whatever. It's like it's specifically about this and how we start to take new approaches to, you know, how not like, let me say that again, how to approach it from a different way than how it's been done for the last couple hundred years. Which I think an important thing is to also get very clear on what are the consequences of how things have been. You know, it's like, start with modern culture. Healthcare has created this, has created, you know, the biggest financial spending, people having longer lives with no quality of life, people having to take all kinds of pills that have a million symptoms, and it's just symptom management after symptom management, and people getting cut open, having their bodies sliced open, having you know, being cut, burned, and poisoned in the name of prolonging life by any means necessary. And
yeah, this is modern culture medicine, but it's also the alternative medicine has also consequences. It maybe it's not the cutting and the burning, and maybe it's softer. Yeah, maybe it's softer and maybe actually healing. But if you heal without using the symptoms to transform into the next, or get an evolution into the next tier, into the next level, then you have kind of my English today. I've spoken too much German. Ugh. How would you say if you have a chance and you spoil it?
yeah, it's well, I would say it's being out of resonance with natural law, with the natural force of Gaia. It's just, if you're not evolving, then you're not being part of the game of Gaia, the Gaian game world, you know. And I just want to say, we're at time. I think this is a really perfect endpoint.
So would you meet with me again so we could start thinking about a work talk and about the maps we want to develop